This is MK Silversax playing Space Engineers, and I'm working on a mega build. So, without further ado, I give you the Enterprise D from Star Trek The Next Generation. You'll notice here I started with the saucer, and I have some building scaffolding struts going along. And for the mini mega build, the reason why I call it mini mega is it's not scale by any means. In fact, I know for a fact that the proportions and angles of a lot of the ship are incorrect, and I can tell you that the inside of the ship is not generally correct, but well, maybe generally correct, but it's not to scale. And if you look on a blueprint that's out there, it's much different, just because of the sheer size of the actual ship is much bigger than this. But the reason why I wanted to make it smaller is for the functionality in Space Engineers. Because if I built something to scale, it wouldn't be as functional. I'd have to, well, first of all, I'd have to put a lot more time behind it, and I really just want to get the thing built so I can start using it. I mean, it's big enough already that if we're going up against a larger ship, it could definitely hold its own with the proper armament. But yeah, so the pictures that you see right now are the outside, but I will cut over to video here and give you a walk around and take you to the inside and show you what I've been working on so far. It's still a work in progress, but you'll see some things come together. All right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back, and here's the ship. I'm just going to take you for a walk around, maybe just a little bit outside, but you probably get the gist from all the photos I've taken during the building process. Anyway, one of the next things that I'm going to do is put a bunch of jump drives in these warp engines. And I just figured, since the color of the thrusters is blue, I'd use that on the warp engines for the thrust. And it just kind of gives that cool blue glow. One of the things I really wanted to work on, and I'll talk about later, was being able to get into the warp engines from inside the ship, because there really is bulkheads and catwalks all the way through. But what I'm finding is an issue with the size of the ship is a little too small to properly have some sort of like service stairway or elevator go up one of the pylons here. Anyway, so this is the sensor array, and again, using the blue glow of the thrusters, I was able to kind of kill two birds with one stone here. I got the cool blue glow, and I also now have thrusters facing towards the front for braking and backing up. And then I have ones on the side here of the photon torpedo launcher, which I eventually would like to engineer a railgun in there, or some sort of like warhead launcher. But we'll see how that works out. There's really not much room in there. All right. Tell that basically I just have this thing docked with one landing gear, and once I pretty much finish the build and get some more thrusters on it, this landing gear is coming off. This thing will never land again. So I'm going to be taking that off and flushing out the front there with the ramp. Anyway, let's go around. One of the things that people tend to forget is this little docking bay. And actually, I shouldn't say it's a little docking bay. It is one of the main docking bays on the ship, and that is underneath the lower or rear platform. So let's just come in there, and I actually have some gravity generators in, so we'll actually be able to walk through here instead of having to float. Functional doors. I'm gonna turn my sound down here for a second. Audio. There we go. Nope, wrong one. Right one. There we go. All right. Just because I know that a lot of people have a hard time hearing me over the music in the game. So anyway, moving up. This is the warp core, I guess you call it, or it's the nuclear reactor in this game. So this is the power for the whole place. Now I do have some secondary power generators up in the saucer because if the lower part and the saucer were to become separated in combat or something, I'd want power to be able to use the thrusters and the weapons up in the saucer area. So this is engineering down here, and I'd like to do some more work. Aesthetically, I mean, it's not really that pleasing. I just pretty much have some of the groundwork laid out for the overall sectioning of the ship. All right, so we're coming up into the Torpedo Bay area. So this is a closed off front section. This is like right over the sensor array, and it's closed off because I'm assuming if I store warheads in here, I don't want it to easily be accessed by a shot from behind through the, I guess this is floor 1? I don't know what the floor numbers are. This is the main entrance off the side of the Torpedo Bay. So I just added that there, so you can see it's right on the where the middle section and the lower section join together. Alright, so we're going to go up into the top part of the torpedo room. This came from down, the engineering is down there. And there's this lovely, somewhat spiral staircase system going on here. Notice I have some windows blocking each section off because eventually I'm going to be introducing an oxygen system and having airlocks and extra rooms that function as bulkheads in case, well, you don't want everything flying out of the ship. So, alright, and then now we're starting to get into the saucer section here. Actually, we're pretty much in the saucer section. I'm just going to fly out right here and show you where we're at. So that was down by the Warhead Bay and did all the crazy stair climbing, and this is, I believe, the main docking bay. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but this is supposed to be the biggest docking bay in the ship, so it's fairly large. I have a control room up here for the doors and whatnot. I'm probably going to have some defensive interior guns and all these docking bays, all that good stuff. Ooh, before I finish the inside, these I might just turn into the large thrusters, depending. I haven't decided yet, but that might change the way this hallway functions. So I might have to scoop this stuff out and then make this wall flush with the and just have it like a 2 wide hallway. But anyway, so the basic hallway design is going to be circular, and I'm going to have a lot of rooms in here. This is going to be a room, but you notice, once I open this up, ta-da, it's and it's all open still. So there's a lot of work to be done. And I'm going to make it so that the area where the captain's yacht usually is, I haven't decided what I want to do with it yet. I might put a bay door there, and I might put like a small like fighter or ship there just to kind of like drop out the bottom, or I might just use it as the secondary engineering, the saucer engineering bay for obviously the saucer part of the ship, and I'll house the reactors, and notice I have a gravity generator in there, and I might put the gyroscopes in there. So anyway, that's under the bridge. I'm sure you guys want to see the bridge, so walking into the bridge area. Yeah, again, there's still some work I'd like to do in here as well, but the main layout, nothing like the TV show or movies, but something that is similar. This is not supposed to be the Enterprise, but it's supposed to be a Federation cruiser type ship. So captain chair right here, sit in it. Okay, lovely. And then I get a couple different control positions, including the helm right here. If I go into it and turn on the stats, you'll notice right now no gyroscopes. I'm going to put those in later. 220 thrusters apparently, and right now at idle it's using anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5% power. The mass, well, that's going to go up because I have some rooms and other things I need to build in there, plus the jump drive. So right now, just a little bit over 6 million kilos. So yeah, that's going to go up, but that's a really, really heavy ship. So I'm kind of wondering how well the thrusters are actually going to move this thing. I would like to have some pretty good response and turning. I know that's not going to happen with a big ship, but oh well. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you take a look at the details of the ship, you'll notice that I have close to 12,000 blocks. Of course, I've placed many more for general outline, like skeletal structure and all that stuff. Many have been removed. Actually, yeah, all of the stuff that wouldn't be a necessary part of the ship has been removed, but it just kind of helped me build it, even though there's nothing I really needed to stand on because being space, floating around and using the jetpack here. But as far as the mathematics and getting the proportions, that really helped a lot to just give a skeletal outline and be able to sit there and count the numbers out. And by the way, I really haven't been using any blueprints or anything for this. This is actually all out of my head. Like, for example, I know that the warp engines, they sit a little bit farther forward, and I had them sit a little bit farther backwards here just because I thought it looked better. And as far as the sensor array, I know that normally the entire array slopes down and back, but with what I had to work with, which is the large ship building blocks, yeah, that's good enough. So, like I said, I was really looking more for function rather than 100% accuracy. Plus, it's something that I'm gonna throw on Steam Workshop, but I'm sure other people would want to use it as well, and not have just some nice looking behemoth, so to speak, that just sits there for, you know, impressive eye candy, but you're not able to do much. So anyway, yeah, if you guys are interested in me putting this on the Steam Workshop before or after or whenever I finish it, please let me know. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and if you are interested in joining me, I constantly host a server, so you can friend me on Steam. The Steam name I go by is MK Silver Alto. So if you type that in, you can become my friend, and we can crew this thing around the universe. Oh, and there's a horrible rendition of a Star Destroyer down there, but yeah, if you want to see it, let me know, and I could do a video on that too. I might redo it, might rip it out and completely redo it. But all right, well, thank you very much for watching, and happy gaming.